What is the energy around you this week, Gemini? What's going on in your corner of the world? This is Rooted Souls Tarot. I'm Lisa. If you're new here, welcome. It's lovely to have you. And if you have been here before, then welcome back. So happy that you're all here. So I have got this lovely Witch's Tarot deck. I'm going to use this to find your general energy, your general theme of this reading. What's going on with you this week? What energy is around you this week? Let's have a little bit of a closer look with these, and with our Lightseers Tarot cards, we'll delve a little bit deeper. So we've got the Queen of Wands as your first card. We've got the Nine of Swords. We have the Shadow side, which is the Devil. We've got the Strength card. And we've got the Queen of Swords. Okay, so the energy for you this week, Gemini, is one of wanting to take action, wanting to move forward, really trying to push yourselves forward. But, I think there's a but, you're feeling a little bit held back by something that's causing you stress, something that's causing you anxiety maybe, something that's just on your mind that's of a lower vibrational energy that's holding you back a little bit. We've got the Devil there, the Shadow side. I think there is definitely some lower vibrational energy going on with you this week. One that is maybe of your own making. Maybe you're doing a little bit of self-sabotage in somewhere, or you're using the language of I can't, or that sort of language that's not helpful with moving forwards. And I think maybe that is rooted in something. I'm thinking maybe fear of some description, or maybe fear, or maybe you're just really struggling to see forwards, to see how this is going to pan out. But we've got the Strength card there. We've got the Strength card. You're going to have to maybe pull yourself up and try and get yourself moving forwards by really just digging deep and connecting to that inner strength of yours. We look at the Strength card, see, she's there, she's got that lion. We look at her taming the lion, and the lion can often symbolise our thoughts, our negative self-talk, that little voice in the back of our head saying that we can't, that we just we're rubbish, we're not worthy, we're not capable. And I think this is going to be really important for you before the end of the week. I think you're going to really take yourself in hand and really tame that inner voice, that inner critic, and maybe put it to bed a little bit, which is going to then help to make you able and in a place where you can move forwards. Because we've got the Queen of Swords. She's starting to see things clearly. She's getting a clearer mind. She sees the reality as it is, and she's using all that knowledge to help navigate her forwards. So I think there's definitely going to be some blip of some sort in this week where you may be feeling quite like life's a bit of a battle, life's a bit of a struggle, but you have got the strength within you to get through this, and you will, and you'll then come out the other end in a more powerful position, in a stronger position, then able to navigate your way forwards. So the beginning of the week, you're starting with this powerful Queen of Wands. You're ending the week with this powerful Queen of Swords. All the nonsense, the low vibrational stuff is going on in between it. And I think, you might be in for a challenging week, but you're going to come out victorious. So don't worry, Gemini, don't worry. Right, let's have a little bit of a look. And it's really interesting because I just I started doing a reading and I realised I hadn't got my microphone on. And the Nine of Swords and the Devil card came out in that as well. So it's something that you need to know. And also, a little bit forewarned is a little bit forearmed, isn't it? So hopefully you'll be able to shake it off and move yourself through it a little bit quicker because you've had a little bit of warning. Right, recent past energy. What's been going on in the recent past, Gemini, to bring you to where you are at this moment? What's influencing you from your past, affecting what's happening right now? We've got the Five of Cups. We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Wands. Clarifying, Queen of Cups, Seven of Wands, King of Pentacles. Okay. I think in your recent past, there's been a situation where you have been feeling a sense of loss of happiness. That's something that used to maybe bring you happiness, bring you pleasure, no longer does, and it's making you quite sad. The Five of Cups, for me, is all about taking a big step back and looking at the bigger picture. Yes, you may have lost some things that used to make you happy, but there are other things that can replace that. And sometimes we just need to take a step back, look at the situation as a whole, and just to notice the things that are still there, the things that we can still take pleasure from, the things that we can still take happiness from. And we've got the clarified by the Queen of Cups. She is loving, she's compassionate, she is very emotionally in a good place. It's been hard won for her, but she's feeling strong and she's feeling in a good place right now. And I think that is the energy that you've hopefully used to pull yourself out of this focusing on the negative rather than the positive. Maybe you've had a little bit of compassion for yourself. Maybe you have sort of given your head a little bit of a wobble, and have realised that you've got good stuff going on, and sort of lifted yourself out of that negative place with some tender loving care for yourself. Or maybe it's somebody else has helped you pull yourself out of that feeling of loss that you felt in the recent past. But I think maybe this loss that you have been feeling, this sort of focusing on what you've lost, I think is definitely leaking into what's going on at the moment related to this stress, anxiety, I can't energy. I feel very much like it's I can't energy. And you're going to have to fight your own inner battles and tame that own inner lion to pull yourself out of it. We've got the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is a lovely card. It's a potential something coming in, some news coming in, or recent past, obviously, news coming of something that's going to bring you abundance. It could also be learning some a situation where you are going to learn some new information, learn some stuff that's going to help you in a tangible way, that's going to help you move forwards in a really earthly kind of way. I think it's related to whatever projects you've got going on at the moment, to whatever you are looking to do for yourself. We all have different projects going on at any given time, don't we? Whether that is I want to create this beautiful garden for our home, or I'm really looking for some love, or I'd really like to I'd like to move into a different country. We've all got little stuff going on, and this is related to your project. Whatever you've got that's going on, I think there's some news coming in that's really positive for that, and it's going to help you move forwards in that. We've also got that Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is about moving forwards, following your instincts and just not giving up, being stubborn, moving forwards and just moving towards the place that you want to be. So in the recent past, I think you've got a vision for what you would like. You've got opportunities for what that vision is going to look like, and you're just plugging away at it in the background. I don't think it's a big focus on what's happening in life. I think it's just background stuff that you are just not giving up on. You're just moving forwards. And again, we've got this Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is about resilience. It can also feel a little bit like, clinging on to the past a little bit too much. The Nine of Wands, it's a wounded soldier. She's been through a lot. She's been through some tricky stuff, and she's very resilient, and she is where she is because she's resilient, because she's strong. But there is a point where we have to let go what's gone on in the past and release the things that have gone in the past, because we're not going to get to that that next stage unless we release. And I think for you, a lot of this that's going on, this lower vibrational energy, is the need to release stuff, the need to release and to move forwards in a really smart way, to use your energy in a better way. We've got the King of Pentacles. Obviously, the pentacle is something tangible, health, wealth, stuff, relationships, work, whatever, something that's earthly. And so in order for you to move forwards in a really wise way, in order to use your energy in the best way possible, the smartest way possible, you need to release. You need to release the stuff that's gone in the past. It's there in the past for a reason, and now you're moving forwards. You just need to keep your eyes up front and keep moving forwards, putting one step in front of the other, and move towards the stuff that you've got going on, the projects that you want to bring into fruition. Right, let's have a look what's going on in the current energy. What's happening now? Where's your energy at the minute? What's the energy around you, Gemini? I'm going to give that a little bit more of a shuffle because I don't actually... Oh, that one really does want to come out. Same one again. Okay, we've got the Two of Swords popped out there, insistent. It came out twice. I thought it was my bad shuffling, but apparently it's not. And that one as well. That came out and I put it back. Five of Swords. And we've got the Five of Pentacles. So I'm just going to pull clarifiers. Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, and Page of Cups. Okay, so this pretty much reflects what we've been talking about the energy of the moment. I think the Two of Swords, there's a decision or a choice that you've got to make. One that's emotionally fueled. Maybe there's a deep emotional connection there, and it's one that you're not making, or you're not prepared to look at, because it's got that deep emotional connection to it. Because choices, we make a choice, we choose this one, and this one then goes, doesn't it? So again, it's that sense of loss, that sense of having to leave something behind. So, you know, instead of making the choice, you're just burying your head in the sand and not prepared to look at any of the choices, hoping that they're going to go away because you're feeling quite overwhelmed and things feel quite difficult. And if you don't make the choice, then that's okay. But actually it's not, because by doing nothing, it's not very good. It's not, you know, we're meant to move forwards. And if you don't make a choice, if you don't make a decision, if you don't choose the fork in the road on where you're moving forwards next to, then everything's just going to stay the same and nothing's going to change, and you're just going to be in that stagnant energy. And that is where I think you are at the moment, with that Nine of Swords, that shadow side, the Devil card, that self-perpetuating circle of stress and anxiety, and you're not getting out of it, and you're not moving forwards because, you know, you're just in your own head, and you're too maybe fearful about making the choice, about making the decision, because it's going to have long-reaching maybe consequences. There's going to be losses, and obviously you've had a problem with loss in that recent past. Maybe that is why that's here, because, you know, you've struggled with loss in the past and are focusing on what you have lost rather than what you have, and so maybe that is affecting why you're not prepared to make a choice now. We've got it clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is about honing your skills, about working hard, about maybe learning something new. And maybe that's what it's related to for some of you. Maybe it is work related. Maybe it's, you know, you've got to make a decision regarding work. Maybe you've got to make a decision regarding school, about learning, about going to a different place to do something, and it's emotionally charged. For some of you, it may well be that you are honing your decision-making skills, that you've got to work hard on getting yourself out of this situation, and work hard to get yourself into a place where you can make that choice. So again, we've got that Five of Swords, and that is inner conflict, inner mental conflict. See there, he looks very stressed. His brain's just like clattering. You can almost hear all those swords clattering away inside his head. And he's just really struggling with the choices and the decisions and the stuff that's flying around in his head. But you're going to get clarity. We've got the Ace of Swords there. Ace of Swords, the beginning of clarity. So I think that obviously the beginning of things beginning to shift, that may well involve you being proactive and really taking taming that inner lion, that inner critical, voice. But there's definitely going to be you're going to get some clarity on it. I think again, it's a release. I think release is a big thing for you this week. And also just really taming that inner voice of yours, of not listening to that old record playing inside of your head saying that you can't, that fear that's involved in that. I think there's a lot of deep-seated stuff that is actually playing out in this recent past energy. Deep-seated stuff of loss, of you having opportunities and projects that you want to bring into reality, but I feel like you're stuck and still connected to a lot of the negative things that have happened in your life, and that's stopping you from moving forwards. I'm sorry, this is quite a heavy reading, Gemini, but this is what I got. I'd love to know if it resonates with you. Please let me know. Let me know in the comments if the energy sits with you, if this is how you're feeling at the moment, or if there's, obviously it's general reading, so just take what resonates, leave behind what doesn't. Also, if you like the reading, a thumbs up would be amazing. And even better, if you want to become part of our little community, press that subscribe button. Click the notification bell so that you don't miss out on your readings. So as well, in this current energy, we've got this Five of Pentacles, perceived lack. And I think we've got Page of Cups clarifying that. I think you are feeling like you're lacking it maybe in support, you're lacking maybe in connection with somebody, lacking in maybe even a little bit of love. But there's something that's, I think, again, it's this low vibrational stuff that you really need to try and shift yourself out of. And the only person who's going to do that is you, obviously, with that inner work that you need to maybe do. It could well be that some of you have got a little bit of a guardian angel that's going to come in and help you with your perceived lack. So whether it's pentacle, health, wealth, your stuff, relationship, whatever, job. So it's going to work different for different people and different ones of you, Gemini. I think you're either going to be having, sort of sitting in that feeling of not having anybody, not having that connection with somebody, not having the support of somebody. For others of you, you're going to get that support. Somebody's going to come in and help you out. Okay, right. Moving forwards to the end of the week and onwards. Let's see what's going on with you, Gemini. I think the stuff that's going on this week, I think it's going to be pretty much, like I say, we've got a queen on one end and a queen on the other. I think it's going to be pretty much this week, and then things are going to feel better. They're like a pair of bookends, a pair of powerful bookends that are helping you through this. And I think it's going to be quite an isolated incident, really, in the grand scheme of things. Right. Moving forwards. We've got the High Priestess. We've got the Sun. Yay! The Empress. Emperor, even. The Ten of Wands. The Ace of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles. You're all good. You're all good, Gemini. Things are going to get better. So before the end of the week and then onwards, I think you are really going to have this mental shift. I think you're really going to connect to yourself, to your higher self, to your intuition. I think you're going to really create that vision for yourself. You know, listen to what's going on inside you to help you to move forwards, to help you to know that, you know, where you're meant to go next. I think, you know, help yourself to move onwards, following your intuition. We've got the 10 of Wands then. That's about carrying a heavy load, carrying a heavy burden. And I think you are in a position before the end of the week where you are going to be able to put that burden down. And I think by connecting to your intuition, by connecting to what it is that, you know, what it is that you want, essentially, where your soul's saying for you to be moving onwards, going forwards, I think you're going to lighten your load in a big way. I think obviously you've been carrying an awful lot of stuff, an awful lot of emotional stuff, a lot of past stuff, a lot of negative past stuff. And I think moving forward, you are really unburdening your soul, unburdening yourself with all of this stuff. You know, you're able to, I think, then put it down and put some of it to bed, certainly, moving forwards. I think it's a bit of a big week for you this week. I know it sounds a little bit crap. I'm really sorry. It's got a lot of lower vibrational energy, but I think it's serving a purpose. It's serving a purpose so that you can then move on navigate yourself forwards in a really powerful, clearer way, less weighed down and encumbered with a lot of stuff that I think you've had going on, that you've unnecessarily been carrying through your life. And I think you're really going to feel a lot lighter moving forward. You know, you've got the sun next. That's lightness, that's brightness, that's sparkly, that's abundant, that's love, that's compassion, that's joy. It's all of the good things in life. And I think it's literally symbolising the lightness that you are going to be feeling once you've moved through this difficult period, this difficult situation that you're finding yourself in. This lower energy that you're finding yourself in the middle of this week. And when I say this week, you know, look at it as, you know, it doesn't matter what day you're getting this, 7 days sort of around now, whenever that is. Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning, a new opportunity coming your way, new something that you can put your time, energy and love into. I'm thinking it's actually you and your vision for your happiness for the future. But there's definitely a new start, something that's got new roots, new shoots that you can turn into whatever you want it to. And it's Pentacles, so it's something tangible: love, home, relationship, health, wealth, finances, whatever. But the light's shining on you and it's giving you a brand new opportunity. We've got the Emperor moving onwards. The Emperor is strong, he's confident, he's a leader, he makes difficult choices and he's not afraid to make them. He is powerful. And I think you are in charge of yourself, I think, and feeling in control of where you're going, I think, for more than you have for a bit of a while, actually. And it may involve some juggling and some balancing and, you know, a little bit of getting in the flow of things. But I think you are really starting to move forwards after this week in a really powerful way. Like I say, I'm under no illusion that the energy around you at the moment is one of challenge, but I think it's a real opportunity for learning for you. It's a massive opportunity for growth, and I think you're going to take it and you're going to come out the other side and it's going to be shiny and bright and you're going to feel lighter than you have felt for a long time. So I'm going to leave it at that. I won't waffle on any longer. Look after yourself, stay rooted, stay open, and more than anything, stay magical, because you are tapping into your magical powers in the second end of this week and moving onwards. So look after yourself, take care, and I'll see you soon.